trip to Europe or two. Hey, giveaways coming down, vouchers in the dance, shopping sprees ready. Everybody have a chance. So come down to S&S person. Let the savings start. Spend 300 or more. You know you go. Pull your card. Is a S&S Christmas. Hey, it's Christmas time. Come on down to S&S. Come shop and win. Drive in, fly out. All in the grocery, the vibes turn up. Parang in your card while you're pulling it up. Spend 300 or more. Any branch you choose. 4 locations ready. Come and light up the mood. Shop and win Christmas savings. Shop and win Christmas savings. Win a trip to Curacao. You can fly to Mexico too. How about a trip to Miami or maybe St. Lucia for you? How about a grand prize trip to Europe or two? Hey, giveaways coming down, vouchers in the dance, shopping sprees ready. Everybody have a chance. So come down to S&S person. Let the savings start. Spend 300 or more. You know you go. Pull your card. Is a S&S Christmas. Hey, S&S person Christmas real nice. Hampers, baskets in every size. Snack bags ready for the kids' party. Grocery vouchers too on the daily. So come down quick. Door delay. S&S have deals to make your holiday. 4 locations for shopping by Yarrow, Rio Claro, and Freeport as well. Free delivery we offer, and remember it's simple to pay online. Food, gifts, joy, everything you need. Christmas shopping, S&S always lead. Yo! Hey, it's Christmas time. Come on down to S&S. Come shop and win. Drive in, fly out. All in the grocery, the vibes turn up. Parang in your card while you're pulling it up. Spend 300 or more. Any branch you choose. 4 locations ready. Come and light up the mood. Shop and win Christmas savings. Shop and win Christmas savings. Win a trip to Curacao. You can fly to Mexico too. How about a trip to Miami or maybe St. Lucia for you? How about a grand prize trip to Europe or two? Free giveaways, come on down. Vouchers in the dance. Shopping sprees ready. Everybody have a chance. So come down to S&S person. Let the savings start. Spend 300 or more. You know you go. Pull your card. Is a S&S Christmas.
This Christmas win big with S&S Facade. Spend 300 or more and you could win shopping vouchers or 1 of 4 trips. Miami, Curacao, Cancun, and St. Lucia. And how about free groceries for a year? Ooh, jolly. Or you can win a grand prize, a European tour. Have you ever been to Italy or France? Merry Christmas from S&S Facade.
Hey.
Hey, S&S person Christmas real nice. Hampers, baskets in every size. Snack bags ready for the kids' party. Grocery vouchers too on the daily. So come down quick. Door delay. S&S have deals to make your holiday. 4 locations for shopping by Yarrow, Rio Claro, and Freeport as well. Free delivery we offer.
and good night to everyone joining the live broadcast tonight. I hope that you are having an extraordinary Christmas weekend as we get ready for Christmas. How many days are we away from Christmas right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days away. 8 days away until the people of Trinidad and Tobago and persons around the world celebrate Christmas. So special good night to everyone joining in Trinidad and Tobago as well as around the globe. I hope that you are having an extraordinary week so far. I see what you mean by director, but when you tell me about it up. All right, sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes it's difficult to come out to do a show, people, because you always had to dress up, man. I don't understand that one, but so I dressed down tonight, right? I dressed down tonight. Let's go straight to SNS Prasad Supermarket as we start. Turn the screen to me so I can see something now. All right, is that one? You sure? You flip it? All right. All right, thing I go on in the studio earlier. We didn't even change the ticket. I'll tell you, we in a mess tonight, Anyway, let's go straight to SNS Prasad Supermarket for tonight, director. Let's show them what they can get at SNS Prasad Supermarket. Gotta give them my music and my overlay too, huh? You know the thing, all the works. All right. So at SNS Prasad Supermarket, if you have not done your Christmas shopping just yet, Trinidad and Tobago, get doing your Christmas shopping at SNS Prasad Supermarket. Come back to me one quick second. Let me tell you all this while we're doing the SNS. There are a few persons that reached out, and to Sunita and to SNS Prasad Supermarket, there's a few persons that actually reached out and asked where they can go. So I want to thank everyone that reached out, and I'm telling you, there was a few. So it's working. People want to come and shop at SNS Prasad Supermarket. I will say I will be there on Monday. Monday, I will be at the Miaro branch, Miaro Rio Claro. I probably will stop at both SNS Prasad Supermarket outlets. So if you have not done your Christmas shopping just yet, come and do your Christmas shopping on Monday, and you'll get to meet myself, greet myself, etc., etc. So you can get your Great Foods ham, all right? There it is. Ham, Erin Farm ham for $26.95 per pound. Go back from her. All right? You can get your leg ham for now $285, all at SNS Prasad Supermarket. Continue, let's go. All right, you can also get your picnic ham now for $154.95, as well as your picnic ham, it goes down to, look, $130. You have boneless for $139.95. Look, we need the wine, all right? And here it is now, Welch's wine. You can get your Welch wine now for $39.95. You see, I cheap. You can get also your wine assorted 750 milliliters now for $24.95. You're getting 6 for $20 water, 6 for $20 at SNS Prasad Supermarket, as well as Orchard now, any 2 for $20 at SNS Prasad Supermarket. It's an S&S Christmas because Coca-Cola 5 for $20 at SNS. Your Corona, this is your chaser section right here, right? So Corona 330 milliliters 6-pack for only $64.95. You can get your Angostura Chill now for $34.95, and your Schweppes 5 for $20, all at S&S Prasad Supermarket. And the savings doesn't stop there. Spend $300 or more at S&S Prasad Supermarket, any location, and you will be able to save big. And this season, trust me, SNS Prasad Supermarket is the only one that is giving back and very much loyal to local in such massive ways right now in Trinidad and Tobago. So before we continue, given that Christmas season is 8 days away from Christmas, I wanted to start with this to tell you to shop at S&S Prasad Supermarket.
It's Christmas time! Come on down to SNS. Come shop and win. Drive in, fly out. All in the grocery, the vibes turn up. Parang in your card while you're pulling it up. Spend $300 or more, any branch you choose. 4 locations ready, come and light up the mood. Shop and win, Christmas savings. Shop and win, Christmas savings. Win a trip to Curacao, you can fly to Mexico too. How about a trip to Miami or maybe St. Lucia for you? How about for two. Hey! Free giveaways, come on down. Vouchers in the dance. Shopping sprees ready. Everybody have a chance. So come down to S&S Persad. Let the savings start. Spend 300 or more. You know you go. Pull your card. It's a S&S Christmas. Hey, S&S Persad Christmas real nice. Christmas hampers, baskets in every size. Yeah. Snack bags ready for the kids' party. Grocery vouchers too on the daily. So come down quick. Door delay. S&S have deals to make your holiday. 4 locations for shopping by Yarrow, Rio Claro, and Freeport as well. Free delivery we offer, and remember it's simple to pay online. Food, gifts, joy, everything you need. Christmas shopping, S&S always needed. Yo!
This Christmas win big with S&S Facade. Spend 300 or more and you could win shopping vouchers or one of 4 trips. Miami, Curacao, Cancun, and St. Lucia. And how about free groceries for a year? Ooh, jolly. Or you can win a grand prize, a European tour. Have you ever been to Italy or France? Merry Christmas from S&S Facade.
Hey.
All right, so remember, do all your Christmas shopping at S&S Beside Supermarket. I button it up well here. I think it better buttoned up, right? Okay, I should get a Santa Claus hat. I need a haircut tomorrow. My barber, Kyle. Oh, God. All right, as we continue tonight, Trinidad and Tobago, THA elections is around the corner. Let me bring this down. All right, yeah, so THA elections is around the corner, Trinidad and Tobago, and the opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, visited Tobago, probably for the first time in forever. She visited Tobago, and in her visit to Tobago, she made mention to something that is concerning. And this is why I say the PNM is the most hypocritical political party yet. Because in a speech to the people of Tobago through the Tobago Council as they prepare for the Tobago THA elections, the THA elections across there on January, I think, 12th, the opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, made reference to the fact that the government is giving out a lot in Trinidad, and she have information on what they're doing across there in Tobago by the port. And Penelope Beckles say that they're lying, the mama guy, and they don't need doing it because of an election and all kind of nonsense. And I just want to bring to you, and the thing is, I try to listen to Penny's speech, and Penny cannot speak for nothing. She can't talk for nothing. Nothing she could talk for. Penelope Beckles is the worst political leader ever. And she made reference to the fact that she's the first female political leader of the People's National Movement. And then being the first female political leader of the PNM, you should tell yourself or ask yourself why it took the PNM so long. And it took the PNM so long because there is no, unfortunately, woman of class that wants to represent the People's National Movement or want to be a prime minister under the PNM. Because if you look on the opposite side of the political parties and look at United National Congress, you have the likes of Julian John, Khadija Amin, and other women that, you know, we say could lead. But this is Penelope Beckles' speech in PNM via the Tobago Council a few days ago.
Do not let them take you for fools. I am warning you. I am no stranger to Tobago. And this is a place that I love dearly. And I'm happy to be the first female leader of the People's National Movement. And I'm happy to have the opportunity to speak here on this platform and to say to you that as the leader, I am committed to work with your next Chief Secretary and your next 15 candidates. I want to remind you that They will come to you bearing all sorts of gifts. All sorts of gifts. As a matter of fact, I have it from good sources that right now, on the port, toys galore. There's money galore. I want to remind you that in Trinidad in particular, they went to certain constituencies offering ham, lamb, and jam, offering for microwave, bed, fridge, stove. Many people believed that when people come bearing gifts, that they are genuine. People of Tobago, I am warning you, be careful. Do not come and offer me gifts just for elections. If you want to see Tobago advance and develop, it must be consistent.
Now, the thing is, there's no election in Trinidad. That's the thing. There's no elections happening in Trinidad. So the fact that she made reference to gifts given away in Trinidad, it's simply because we're going into Christmas and you have a UNC, a government that cares. She spoke about microwaves, ham, lamb, jam. I think the people of Trinidad and Tobago should be very much excited that they're receiving ham, lamb, jam, and microwaves and all sorts of appliances from the state for Christmas. All right? I think it was, and you see the pattern of the PNM is the same because it's a former Camille Robinson Regis who is still there. I hope she gets back to Trinidad safely and she could, resume her duties as MP. But it is Camille Robinson Regis that said to take what you're getting and don't vote for them, these liquor toad. Anyway, I'm not going to that because I don't want no zombie on me from PNM. You see the PNM zombie? Look at where it led the late great Patrick Manning. Anyway, but these people kind of mad. I think Penelope Becker's losing some screws somewhere because Trinidad not on an election year. And if the government is giving out in Trinidad, why shouldn't they give out to Tobago as well? Right? And the fact that she wants to say that she cares so much about the people of Tobago and Kamala Persad-Bissessar don't care about Tobago. Don't forget it was Kamala Persad-Bissessar that recently went to Tobago to give Tobago the right and the autonomy to earn their own forex. Something that the same PNM people are talking now, the same Penelope Beckles talking now, did not give the people of Tobago. She did not give them that. The PNM did not give that. And that is for the next clip I want to play with Penelope Beckles, because Penelope Beckles think that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are fools and that the people of Tobago will just vote because they either stupid or they just love PNM. And look at the last election in Trinidad, and they're talking about the general election. The people of Tobago said no, a resounding no to the People's National Movement on election day, the national election. So what gives the PNM any sort of mindset or any sort of notion that the people of Tobago going to vote for the PNM come January in the THA? What make them think that they're going to regain the THA? Because they're talking about we did this, we did Scarborough. She said they did Scarborough. She said that they did sandals. She brought up the sandals project. She brought up several different things like other hospitals in Tobago that she claiming that they did, which is 100% hogwash, and which is why tonight Trinidad and Tobago, see tonight we're going to destroy the lies by the opposition leader Penelope Beckles. We will destroy it tonight. We will bring the truth. These are the people that cannot maintain, manage, or develop anything on both islands, Trinidad and Tobago. These are the same people that's engaged in corruption, where friends and families and major financiers are the only ones that benefited from since 2015 onwards. They alone, the friends and families benefited under the People's National Movement. When these people want to talk and tell you that they so love you and they so care about this world, remember that they are the Lucifers and they are the Satans of this world. Penelope Beckles, she has been gone for quite some time. She comes back and the People's National Movement say, we don't want you, we want Stuarty. And I saw on TikTok today, and I read through comments with people on TikTok as well saying that they prefer Stuart Young rather than Penelope Beckles. You listen to Penelope talk, if you go and you listen to that whole speech, which I don't have time to play or listen to in its entirety, you would see where she's fishing for words and she don't even know what to say. She don't know what to say because this is not a full-time career for Penelope Beckles. Penelope needs to do like Keith Rowley and go on a farm or something and relax across there. Or dance with your family, go and dance, all right? But when we come back to Trinidad and Tobago, we will, you see the Sea Bridge? Penelope think we forget about Sea Bridge. But we will take a listen to what Penelope Beckles said that they delivered for Tobago. We'll take a listen to that. And then we will come back with facts. So stay tuned, Trinidad and Tobago. Don't go anywhere. And tag Penelope Beckles, tag the PNM, tag all of them. And tell them as soon as we come back from the quick commercial break that we are about to take, we're getting ready to destroy the PNM.
This Christmas win big with SNS Pasar. Spend $300 or more and you could win shopping vouchers or one of 4 trips. Miami, Curacao, Cancun, and St. Lucia. And how about free groceries for a year? Ooh, jolly. Or you can win a grand prize, a European tour. Have you ever been to Italy or France? Merry Christmas from SNS Pasar.
Hey. What if your child could see inside of the mind of a genius and understand how they think, how they bring ideas together, how they process to derive the perfect answers to any comprehension and any poem, and generally in life? This is exactly what Learn Smart TT gives you with our online comprehension and poetry course. We have coupled 30 passages and 30 poems with high definition video tutorials where we do think aloud, read aloud, and model step by step what is the thinking process to get the correct answers and how to structure them. On top of this, we're the only program around that gives model answers, but multiple of them on an answer sheet. So if you want to get access to this program and have 24/7 access to expert one-on-one tutoring replication, then visit www.learnsmarttt.com and register for this course and give your child the best chance at success.
Hey, it's Christmas time! Yeah. Come on down to SNS. Come shop and win. Drive in, fly out. All in the grocery, the vibes turn up. Parang in your card while you're filling it up. Spend $300 or more, any branch you choose. 4 locations ready, come and light up the mood. Shop and win, Christmas savings. Shop and win, Christmas savings. Win a trip to Curacao, you can fly to Mexico too. How about a trip to Miami or maybe St. Lucia for you? How about a grand prize trip to Europe or 2? Hey! Free giveaways, come on down, the vouchers in the dance. Shopping sprees ready, everybody have a chance. So come down to SNS Pasar. Let the savings card. Spend 300 or more, you know you go fool your card. Is a S&S Christmas.
So, you know what? Just go to Penny. Go to Penny. Second clip.
Do not let them take you for fools. I am warning you. They would have you believe, especially when it's an election, that the People's National Movement has done nothing for Tobago. That is what they like to message, and that is what they like to tell you. But there are many Tobagonians that left Tobago 30, 40 years ago. And when they return to Tobago, they cannot recognize Tobago. And I want to say a few things, because you listen to the political leader tonight, the political leader of Tobago, tell you not only what was done before, but what will continue, and the vision of the People's National Movement for Tobago. So that I don't have to go through that list. But I want to remind you of the importance of a number of projects that was done by the People's National Movement. The Scarborough Hospital, the Roxborough Hospital, the A&R Robinson International Airport, the TT Spirit, the TT Express, the Cabo Star, the Galleons Passage, APT James, Boca Reef. And you understand that when you talk Tobago, the capital of paradise, you talk tourism. You recall the Sandals project, and you know what that project was expected to do, to continue to market Tobago, continue to have tourists coming to Tobago. But when it is a P&M project, some people find every excuse to complain.
So that was Penelope Beckles there. I am confused about the Scarborough though, because I recall it is Kamala Prasad Bisesa that fully commissioned the Scarborough Hospital, all right? That the PNM could not get done for a long time. And Kamala Prasad Bisesa spoke about the Scarborough Hospital. And just in case, Penelope Beckles, you open your fridge door and close it around that time, let me take you to a blast in the past and just remind you that it is not the PNM, but it is the United National Congress under the now and then Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa.
Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa commissioned the start of services at the Scarborough General Hospital on Wednesday. In her address, she commended the people of Tobago for their fortitude despite the long wait for the facility. Here's more.
Even speakers who addressed the audience at the commissioning of the Scarborough General Hospital described the event as joyous and historical. The event was overshadowed by an undertone of finger-pointing and blame-laying. This was in respect to the length of time it has taken for this hospital to be completed. Featured speaker at the event, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa stated that she was delighted after many delays, doubts and misgivings. The people of Tobago will finally see the delivery of the Scarborough General Hospital.
And indeed, it's about time. We were talking about this hospital like a baby and over the years, but when I'm counting the years, it's no longer a baby. It's a teenager at 14 years old. If you count backwards, it's no longer a baby, 14-year-old. So you're inheriting and commissioning today something that is already mature. And therefore, the nurturing thenceforth for the other phases should be much easier.
She went on to charge the members of the Executive Council to ensure that the rest of the hospital is delivered to the people of Tobago soon.
Today, I charge you, sir, and the THA to get the rest of it done.
The Prime Minister further commended the people of Tobago for the fortitude, patience and dignity with which they held out, given the history of the hospital since construction began.
This was not a disaster of your making or our making, but it was an issue I mandated must be resolved. And here we are today, making you the promise that for as long as my government continues, we must never allow history to repeat itself in the way it did for the past 14 years.
And you heard the Prime Minister. Now, don't forget that she said there that they would not allow history to repeat itself. The airport, like Penelope forgetting this, the PNM practically opened the airport. They didn't fully open and commission the airport. They practically opened the airport. This lovely place that we have here, you have it? You have visuals of it? Right? We have a lovely A&R Robinson, and we already know the cost overruns for it. We already know it. We already know the area in which it is, the road leading to the airport. It is not in a good place. We know that. And there needs to be significant development for the airport. But do not forget Trinidad and Tobago, that Prime Minister, the then Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Visesa, and the now Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Visesa, is saying they will not make the same mistakes. And PNM practically opened the airport, and according again to Kamla Persad-Visesa, just by March, look at it here, March 2026, the airport, this airport, Trinidad and Tobago, and Penelope Beckles, this one is for you, this airport will not be practically open. It would not be just parts of the airport open for that practical. It would be fully opened. Kamla Persad-Visesa has promised, has promised that by March of 2026, just 3 months away, this airport, the A&R Robinson Airport, International Airport, will be fully operational by March 2026. So when they want to go and they want to take credit for hospital, and they want to take credit for airport, and they want to take credit for sandals, you could take that one. you could take the credit for sandals. You know why you could take the credit for sandals? I think I have the sandals clip there. But you know what? Let me not destroy the PNM. We won't destroy them, right? But they could take the credit for sandals. That one we put on all your shoulders. Square as these. Sandals is your problem, your baby. But when you want to take credit for these things, Trinidad and Tobago, they're mad. You know what we want them to take credit for? I want the PNM to take credit for the sea bridge. Let them know what the former Justice Minister said on the sea bridge issue. Run it.
Hi guys. You know, I didn't plan to do a live this early in the morning, to be honest. I mean, most people are busy, you know, it's early, people are on their way to work, people have things to do. I really didn't plan to do a live this morning. That wasn't the intention. In fact, you know, I have been, well, I don't want to say deliberately absent, but I have really been taking an observer role in this space. But guys, what happened last night really, really frightened me. It really frightened me. I mean, I'm thinking about my mother, who's used a boat. My grandmother, who's used a boat. My mother in her 70s, guys. My grandmother in her 90s, guys. And I'm thinking, suppose mommy was on that boat, boy. Suppose mommy was on a boat. Suppose granny was on a boat. I thinking about it, I feeling to cry. How my 90-something-year-old grandmother is going to evacuate that boat? Guys, this is not fair. This is not fair. You know, it is fortunate that everybody is okay. And I'm so grateful for that. But the terror that people must have felt, I just don't know how the minister tells us that that is an unfortunate incident. How does he get away with telling us that? Guys, I look at those people being dragged across from one vessel to the next. You telling me that those people were all happy and they thought that this was nothing? Guys, you're serious? And we supposed to what? Ban our bellies? Take some more strain? Guys, we serious? You know, part of me is so tired of talking about the sea bridge, not because it isn't worth talking about, you know, but because I start to get fed up hearing myself saying the same thing over and over. And I'm saying to myself, but Kristen, it must be you. You must be really misreading this thing. And it must be you. You are making a mountain out of a molehill. But guys, it's over a year and a half I'm talking about.
Over a year and a half talking about that sea bridge issue. So if the PNM want to take credit, and if the THA across there, if under PNM want to take credit, that is what to take credit for. Take credit for the failures that you have put Trinidad and Tobago through, that you have put the people of Trinidad and Tobago through. That people couldn't get a boat. If you always see how much people, if you see how many people were waiting for boat, waiting for airplane from Tobago to Trinidad or Trinidad to Tobago during that period that the PNM ruled for, you'll be surprised. The People's National Movement collapsed the sea bridge, just as the People's National Movement collapsed this economy. But they want to rule Tobago again. They want to govern the THA again. They're telling you that they're the ones that care. I do not recall under Farley Chavez Augustine that the sea bridge was collapsed. There's a lot that Farley Chavez Augustine had to do to ensure that Tobago affairs is being and was being and continues to be governed in a proper manner, in a fair and proper manner, where each and every single Tobagonian benefits. Tourism is an issue, 100%. It is. But as you can see, Trinidad and Tobago, under a UNC-led administration across here as central government and a THA led by either the TPP or whichever political party they want to call themselves right now, under the TPP, Tobago is given their own practical autonomy. Because Tobago now have the access to earn forex with quarry minerals, something that the PNM, that the very people that want to say they have been doing the best for Tobago, did not give them. How long Tobago complaining for autonomy? How long? Kamala Persad-Bissessar said that she's considering giving the chief secretary and the THA in that regard access or bring them on to the Security Council. So therefore, your security, Tobago, is your business. Look at the police service, and Tobago have their own. Tobago able to make their own decisions. Under the PNM, none of that is possible with Tobago. So to make sure and count your blessings, Tobago, make sure and recognize that when UNC in power and with a THA led by the TPP, the Tobago People's Party, your business is put first. Under the PNM, is a zip line the want. $1 million zip line. Which part it is? Where is zip line? Don't forget these things at all. And I want to urge Penelope Beckles not to forget that the sea bridge collapsed under the PNM watch. Not under Kamala Persad-Bissessar. It is under the PNM that the sea bridge collapsed. But stay tuned. When we come back, more destruction coming the PNM way, you know. More coming. And I want you all to brace yourself for this next clip I have, you know. Because we have 10 reasons why the PNM is the worst political party and the worst for Trinidad and Tobago. If you ever vote PNM again in your life, just know the only thing you're voting for is chaos, madness, and confusion. Stay tuned.
When it comes to SCA, nothing else beats preparation like going through past papers that were actually written in SCA. This December, from the 15th to the 19th, we cover all of the past papers since SCA changed in 2019 in mathematics, English language arts, and creative writing. We will expose your child to the top strategies, methodologies, and secrets that we have that has led children to 20 out of 20 in creative writing, full marks in mathematics, and boundless achievements in ELA. So if you want to get your child in this course, send us a WhatsApp message at 370-9426 and book a limited space and guarantee your child in SCA 2026 the best chance at success.
This Christmas win big with SNS Facade. Spend $300 or more and you could win shopping vouchers or one of 4 trips. Miami, Curacao, Cancun, and St. Lucia. And how about free groceries for a year? Ooh, jolly. Or you can win a grand prize, a European tour. Have you ever been to Italy or France? Merry Christmas from SNS Facade. Hey.
Welcome to News TT. If you've tried to get between Trinidad and Tobago in the last year and a half, you know the pain both citizens and tourists alike are feeling. So with that in mind, here are 10 facts about the Sea Bridge fiasco. Fact 1. The collapse of the Trinidad to Tobago Sea Bridge began when the superfast Galicia pulled out of our waters because the Keith Rowley administration refused to sign an 18-month promise contract for the vessel. Tobago business owners and the general public were satisfied with the Galicia, and many questioned why the government refused to sign the contract.
We don't want to hear that is this person or that person. What we need is a vessel. We put a government there and they're supposed to fix the problem.
The court board even claimed to have approved the 18-month contract and did not know why the minister did not sign.
18 months was approved, The dredging was approved. The minister, Mr. Hines, approved it.
There was an offer, acceptance, and therefore there was an 18-month contract.
And I'm hearing a lot about 18-month contract, and so that I had nothing to do with that.
If that 18 months contract was put in place and cemented, half of horrors and the swim by Watson Joe would not have been warranted.
This was the beginning of a disaster which plagues Trinidad and Tobago to this day. Fact 2. Adding to the crisis was the government's decision to replace ferry maintenance firm Bay Ferries. Since the exit of Bay Ferries, the fast ferry service has been plagued with maintenance issues. 2 mandatory dry dockings of the 2 fast ferries were missed. The TNT Spirit has been on dry dock since June 2017 after a fire broke out in the engine room due to poor maintenance. The TNT Express has broken down multiple times since. The combination of the removal of the superfast Galicia and Bay Ferries has devastated the Tobago Sea Bridge. Fact 3. With the departure of the Galicia, the Keith Rowley government decided to bypass normal tender processes in order to get a barge to temporarily provide cargo services.
The Tobago division is being forced to use the badge. It's not that we want to use the badge.
They are talking about that badge, but we make it plain to them that is total disrespect to Tobago and Tobagonians.
The barge was supplied by Trinity Offshore Supply and Tow Limited, a company run and co-owned by David Brash. But more on this later. Fact 4. With the 2 fast ferries constantly breaking down, the Keith Rowley government turned to Bridgman's Services Limited to lease a cargo vessel, the Cabo Star, and a passenger vessel, the Ocean Flower 2. When the contract was signed with Bridgman's, they did not own either vessel. This was the first time the company had gotten into the ferry leasing business.
TV6 News contacted Tanel Hino, the technical manager of Bridgman's Services Group, with their other loan officer in Estonia, who admitted they were just getting their feet wet in the ferry business.
It was later shown that the company's Canadian offices were abandoned.
Further digging revealed that there were also a similar problem with Bridgman's Trinidad Limited, which initial registration revealed had only been formed unbelievably on June 15th, 2017.
Further, the port board ignored information it had, which indicated that Bridgman's was a financially risky company to do business with. A journalist investigating these matters was offered a bribe of at least $1 million to stop reporting on the matter.
I have people who witnessed it where somebody came up to me at a function and said, let's make this all go away, I'll write you a check tomorrow, because he said that they were a very close friend of one of the government officials.
Fact 5. A special tender process was again used to select Bridgman's. This time, the cabinet did not see the contracts until after they were signed, under the approval of the Prime Minister and Attorney General. It was later revealed that the signed contracts indicated that commissions would be paid by outside agreement. When discussing the contracts, the Prime Minister indicated that the country was paying more than $1 million extra per month for the Cabo Star because of what appeared to be corruption.
Dr. Rowley, as the head of the country and the cabinet, are you convinced that something has drastically gone wrong and is crooked in this transaction?
Yes. My yes means a lot to me.
To date, no person or entity has been charged with corruption and no arrests have been made. Fact 6.
The Cabo Star cargo vessel is now being described as a health hazard.
Truckers complained that there wasn't enough space on board for trucks and passengers. The truckers also complained about a rat infestation. Fact 7. When the Ocean Flower 2, which should have been in the country by July 2017, failed to arrive by August, its contract was cancelled.
It was only after Chief Engineer Brandon Powder's report on the Ocean Flowers 2 faulty engines and other mechanical problems in Panama that the Port Authority cancelled the contract with Bridgman's.
Fact 8. In November 2017, Prime Minister Keith Rowley appointed 4 PNM ministers to find a new ferry. The port board and tender rules were bypassed as NIDCO carried out the minister's instructions. The team has picked Galleon's Passage. With the Galleon's Passage, it will now take 4 hours to get to Tobago and can accommodate passengers and vehicles, but the vehicles will be exposed to sea blast as it is not covered. There have been claims that the Galleon's Passage is too short and too light for the open seas between Trinidad and Tobago, and could become another vomit comet. Fact 9. Several questions are now being raised about the Galleon's passage. Apart from the fact that the Galleon's passage is slower and smaller than what was recommended by the ferry stakeholders, the vessel is also built for use in sheltered waters and not the open seas between Trinidad and Tobago. Questions are also being asked as to why Imbert and others are using international broking services to buy the vessel. In 2008, Trinidad and Tobago purchased 3 water taxis via the same company under the watchful eye of then Works and Transport Minister Imbert. The boats were procured by NIDCO under the chairmanship of David Brash. Remember him? He's the guy who leased us the barge last year. Anyway, the HC Katia, the HC Olivia, and the HC Melancia were purchased for $36 million and lasted only 2 years on the service before breaking down. All are currently moored at the Coast Guard facility in Chaguaramas and may soon be sold as scrap iron. Fact 10. To date, no clear assessment has been done on the impact on Tobago's economy of the collapse of the sea bridge over the past 18 months. Chairman of the Inter-Island Transport Committee of the Tobago Chamber, Diane Haddad, has described the sea bridge collapse as a criminal act against the people of Tobago.
It's about time Tobagonians get up and stand up for what is theirs. That's my position.
In the last week, Tobago hotels faced massive cancellations because of the collapse of the passenger ferry service.
I feel like it's a circus we're running and all we have is a bunch of clowns. We have not gotten the other acts together. It's only the clowns performing.
The chairman of PNM Tobago and THA Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles has been reserved to the point of silence on the issue of the sea bridge and its impact on Tobagonians. And the ferry saga continues.
If you had the ear of the Minister of Transport this morning, what would you tell Rohan?
You don't want to hear it on television.
Don't forget to like and share this video.
I didn't say it, right? But you realize that they didn't talk Jean de la Valette there, you know, that $200,000, well, over $200,000, and then cost overruns for the Jean de la Valette service in the sea bridge because they collapsed it. Not because it collapsed by error. You know what? And the conversation, the PNM conversation through Penelope Beckles is the same. This is Keith Christopher Rowley telling the people when the Cabo Star, in fact, we have a photo. The photo with the articles. Play that photo real quick, all right? The passenger stranded at sea for over 18 hours after the Cabo Star set on fire. Keith Rowley commented on this particular news story, and look right at the bottom, 50 passengers stranded after water taxi shut down. The whole sea bridge was in a mess under the PNM. But Keith Rowley commented on the Cabo Star issue, telling you it had nothing to worry about back then. Remember? Take a listen.
The Prime Minister said he believes many are being unreasonable about the issues surrounding the sea bridge, saying the situation on board the Cabo Star could have been much worse. He said the issue has been taken to another level, but noted that the vessel is currently being repaired, urging patience from stakeholders.
But the fire on the vessel created a new situation: 1, immediacy; 2, short term; 3, repairs to the Cabo Star and back in service, and we're back to normal. Why are we behaving so? Why are we behaving like that? As if it should never have happened. And it didn't. It happened because I heard from Tobago, because the central government didn't do this and the central government didn't do that. We are sensible people. That fire on the boat could easily have been worse.
That contingency plans were put in place to pick up the slack from the Cabo Star in the interim, which has been working well.
What is required to restore the situation, including bringing, just for a short period, another piece of equipment that will do more than the Galleon Passage can do, that will do more than the APT Germs can do, so that bulk cargo like construction material can go to Tobago. People, are we so impatient that we can't understand what has happened, but we must be blaming somebody and behaving as though if I was there, that wasn't going to happen?
Well, under the UNC, it definitely did not happen. So, I mean, And the thing is, that's the arrogance. That's the arrogance. And that is what the people of Tobago did not want, but that is what you will get under a new THA if it is that you vote P&M again for the THA. Expect nonsense. Expect no servicing of anything. And in this story, Mark Besant, Trinidad and Tobago, he brought the news story on the TNT Spirit and the fire on board the TNT Spirit and spoke about negligence. And who wanted to shut down the story? Who wanted to shut down the story? Close to government officials in the P&M at the time, the People's National Movement. This is why when we say the P&M is corrupted to the bone, and when Kamla Prasad Bissessa said that it have, or maybe they like the gangs, it's for a particular reason she's saying it. And it is Yesini Abubakar again that said the P&M is the biggest gang in Trinidad. You want to know why there's a gang? Because they tried to shut down this man here for this story.
The Port Authority has been under intense scrutiny ever since the Ocean Flower fiasco that has prompted parallel investigations over the last few months. But there are some troubling questions over another vessel, the TNT Spirit. It's been here at the Carridock compound in Chaguaramas since June of this year. But the public has not been told the entire story about its delayed return to the sea, even though Port Authority officials told the Joint Select Committee that extensive repairs was needed on the vessel. That's only half the story. Then Port Authority of Trinidad and Tobago manager of the fast ferries, Michel CPO Hossang, told the GSC in September that parts for the TNT Spirit would take several months to get here, and that taxpayers would have to foot a bill of some US $8 million for maintenance and repairs. This essentially set back the Spirit's return to the seas in mid-July by at least 3 months, with a projected return date of early November. But TV6 News obtained an exclusive report conducted by the Port Authority after a fire broke out aboard the TNT Spirit in part of its engine room while it was dry docked in June this year. The fire, we were told, caused significant damage and could also be a further contributory factor to the vessel's delayed return. This, coupled with other factors, now leaves the November deadline in jeopardy as the seabridge crisis continues. CPO Hossang failed to mention this fire during a testimony to the GSC. The blaze, according to the report, which contained photos, broke out in the starboard jet room of the vessel on June 21st, while Carridock personnel were carrying out a bilge cleaning exercise. A 4-member committee of PAT personnel were appointed to investigate the matter thoroughly and visited Carridock 8 days later to question Carridock and the PAT personnel who worked that day on the vessel. What the committee discovered was nothing short of negligence and the violation of several safety issues. Issues that had the propensity to potentially cause serious injury or death to working personnel that day. PAT personnel noted in their report on the day of the incident there were no workers placed on fire watch duty as the work was being conducted. Carridock personnel were using diesel fuel as a cleaning agent rather than a non-flammable degreaser. Cigarette butts were found in the jet room after the fire. Sheldon Clark, chief engineer of the TNT Spirit, reported hearing a Carridock employee saying he saw the smoke but didn't take it on because he was going on lunch.
He was going on lunch, so he didn't take it on. Public servants is the greatest, you know. But that is the story, and the whole thing is on Facebook for you to see, and if you go to my page later, some of this will be posted there as well. But I read the comments. Someone said David, the P&M does get offended with the truth big time, and you're correct, they do, and it's only because the truth ain't setting them free. They don't want to be set free, you know. They want to keep the country in captivity. They want to hold you in captivity. They always want to govern Trinidad and Tobago, and they so think that they are the best political party yet. But none of these things happened under the United National Congress. That's the thing. Under the UNC, you were giving, your hospital was commissioned under the United National Congress. Roads were paved under the United National Congress. And so much more continues to be done under the United National Congress. You said that a cinema under UNC. I have to be able to have a cinema now. THA. We need to work on a cinema for Tobago. The people need to enjoy something. But anyway, all right, the fact is that under UNC, the government, Kamla Prasad Bisasa gives. Under PNM, they take away, they consistently take away and they mismanage because their friends and families need to benefit. PNM friends and families had a benefit. Millions of dollars a day for boat, for cost overruns, servicing. You go service the vessel because you's my friend and all kind of nonsense going on. And Penelope Beckles, that is what the people of Tobago is not ready to subject themselves to. The people of Tobago, they are not ready and willing to subject themselves to the type of leadership that the People's National Movement offers, because it's a corrupted type of leadership. Stay tuned. When we come back, we want to go to, gosh, where it was, boy? It's Kamla Prasad Bisasa, something I wanted to go to. When we come back, we'll have some more. Stay tuned.
Every week is the same thing. The traffic, the long lines, the heavy bags. There has to be an easier way to shop. Did somebody say easier? At SNS Pasar Supermarket, we deliver straight to you from any of our 4 locations. Enjoy free delivery nationwide, fast and reliable. Skip the hassle. Make your online payments from the comfort of your home. Or if you prefer cash on delivery, WhatsApp us your order today with any of the numbers that you see on the screen. Also accept checks and CCTV, also known as food cards. So at SNS Pasar Supermarket, you get convenience, savings, and service with a smile.
What if your child could see inside of the mind of a genius and understand how they think, how they bring ideas together, how they process to derive the perfect answers to any comprehension and any poem, and generally in life? This is exactly what Learn Smart TT gives you with our online comprehension and poetry course. We have coupled 30 passages and 30 poems with high definition video tutorials where we do think aloud, read aloud, and model step by step what is the thinking process to get the correct answers and how to structure them. On top of this, we're the only program around that gives model answers, but multiple of them on an answer sheet. So if you want to get access to this program and have 24/7 access to expert one-on-one tutoring replication, then visit www.learnsmarttt.com and register for this course and give your child the best chance at success.
Hey, it's Christmas time! Come on down to SNS. Come shop and win. Drive in, fly out. All in the grocery, the vibes turn up. Parang in your card while you're pulling it up. Spend 300 or more, any branch you choose. 4 locations ready, come and light up the mood. Shop and win, Christmas savings. Shop and win, Christmas savings. Win a trip to Curacao, you can fly to Mexico too. How about a trip to Miami or maybe St. Lucia for you? How about a grand prize trip to Europe or 2? Hey! Free giveaways, come on down, vouchers in the dance. Shopping sprees ready, everybody have a chance. So come down to SNS Persad, let the savings start. Spend 300 or more, you know you go hold your card. It's a SNS Christmas.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, together with the Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, Dr. Rudal Munilal, and Minister Ernesto Keza, met with officials from the Exxon Mobil to get updates on the progress of operations related to the recent award for the Ultra Deep Block TTUD-1. So Exxon Mobil anticipates that starting in February, actually, of 2026, its seismic survey offshore Trinidad and Tobago will come to fruition. This was announced by the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries on Tuesday. The U.S. oil major anticipates firing the first seismic shot for its ultra deep water bid, that's the TTUD-1 block, within 2 months. And bear in mind, this was supposed to be done, or the timeline for this was a much longer anticipation. However, because they are so confident that it have oil and natural reserves or natural natural gas oil in our shores or out at sea, they are going to start deep water exercise soon. So they started the seismic activities, and then hopefully the drilling can start as soon as possible. The update marks an acceleration for the from earlier guidance. So basically, again, everything that I just mentioned there, indicating that seismic work was scheduled for the second quarter of 2026. Imagine that. And I want to say props to Minister Rudal Munilal. All right, Munilal is doing an excellent job in regards to energy and energy industries in Trinidad and Tobago. A perfect pick, despite what PNM continues to say. The Energy Minister, Dr. Rudal Munilal, and other senior officials told Exxon representatives, that the government would work to optimize permitting and approval processes to minimize delays and support the revised timeline. In that document that I have, again, from Promises Made, Promises Kept, per the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, there is a plot to enhance the ease of doing business in the energy sector here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'll read from it. It says, quote, "This government aims to foster a business-friendly environment with the energy sector. All participants, regardless of their size, encounter various challenges, such as obtaining permits, approvals, as well as navigating customs and immigration processes. The government's approach for enhancing the ease of doing business aligns with the vision for the country to emerge as the Caribbean's premier energy hub, where investors can confidently declare it is the most accessible location to conduct business right here in Trinidad and Tobago." I'm continuing, quote, "Given the urgent need to get projects off the ground, the government intends to establish an energy accelerator hub within the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, whose mandate will be to debottleneck the approval process along with energy value chains, along the energy value chains, and accelerate the development of the projects in the energy sector. The government intends to establish the Energy Accelerator Hub by the first quarter, Trinidad and Tobago of 2026. So by the first quarter of 2026, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries is set to establish its Energy Accelerator Hub right there at the international waterfront in Port of Spain, to debottleneck the approval processes that the ministry goes through, that Trinidad and Tobago goes through for any sort of approvals, etc., etc. So I want to hear more about it. Definitely, I want to see what exactly what the Energy Accelerator Hub is going to be all about. So therefore, I want to learn more to definitely bring more on the program here with you today or in the future, obviously. All right, but great news for the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries in terms of the Accelerator Hub for Trinidad and Tobago to come. And this is part of the government's revitalization plan, because it is a way to not only steer Trinidad and Tobago into an economy of oil and gas only. But obviously, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar plans to diversify and go into tourism and other aspects of Trinidad and Tobago's economy to boost it further and further and further. But there's a lot that happens in the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries in regards to boosting productivity, production, and obviously, because we so depend on energy in Trinidad, the lives of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. All right. Prime Minister Kamala Prasad-Bissessar also today, I believe. Yeah, I think it is today. We want to say condolences to Miss Daphne Phillips. She would have passed away, and Kamala Prasad-Bissessar gave a heartfelt tribute honoring the life of Miss Daphne Phillips. So I am going to go to that, and that, my friends, is how we will wrap the program up for tonight. Before we do, we will be back here on Monday, the 22nd of December, 2025. Following that, the 22nd will be our last show until December 29th, 2025. If all you think, well, they're getting a break for Christmas. It's not a break, you know. Most studios say, hey, we done for the month. We ain't done for the month. The man didn't even watch my internet. Director, you okay, right? So we have no show on Saturday because we'll be in La Brea, and we'll be by SNS Prasad Supermarket as well in Freeport, and then we'll be in Saparia. So it's gonna be a kind of rush to try and rush back to Brazil to do anything. Ooh. It's gonna be a rush to get back to the studio to do anything. All right, so we will have no show on Saturday. So we will come back on Monday, the 22nd, and then we will return on the 27th. I'm thinking the 27th, Saturday 27th. We'll return Monday 29th, and then there will be no show until the 5th of January 2025. So we'll put out a full schedule of shows online so you can see when we'll be back. But we're going to wrap up next week for Christmas, so you can enjoy your Christmas season next week. And many persons will get a mini break. They will get, what, how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4 days without David. That's good, right? They get 4 days without seeing us, so they could recoup and come back for Monday's show, the 22nd. Well, sorry, the 29th, and then the 27th, and then the 29th, and then we get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then we return on the 5th of January 2026. Oh my gosh, time flying. Whew. But anyway, thank you so much for joining tonight, Trinidad and Tobago. I'll see you back here on Monday 22nd. As I said, do enjoy the rest of your night, and let's go ahead and listen to Kamala Prasad-Bissessar giving the tribute to the late, great Daphne Phillips.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Whilst we're here, let us acknowledge members of my government who have joined us, because we all honor and want to pay tribute to Dr. Daphne Phillips, my sister. So ministers, MPs, senators, thank you for joining us. Members of the, well, I was going to say Phillips family. I now have to say members of the Collins family, as well as members of the Phillips family, Gasking, okay? Especially her children, her grandchildren. And I can see where you come from, granddaughter, because I knew Daphne personally, brilliant woman. Give her granddaughter a round of applause as we listened to her this morning. Pastor Kevin, thank you very much. Leadership of the church, friends, colleagues, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen, again, a very good morning to every one of you. And for me, you may not know, some of you will know, Daphne's brilliance. Atiba shared with us her brilliance. Frank shared with us as well.
And her granddaughter, is it Seychelles? Seychelles shared with us the granny, Daphne, the human, loving person that she was. And we see persons in public life and we don't understand that they have a personal life as well. So today, for some of us, some more of the personal life was shared with us. And Daphne came from such a brilliant family. And that brilliance continues, we saw in her granddaughter and in her son, Atiba. Give him a round of applause, please. Atiba worked with us the last time when we were in government. And we were very proud, Atiba, to recognize and acknowledge Atiba, to put him on the iGov TT board, because he's an expert in IT. So give him a round of applause. He continues the tradition together with his sister. So my heart is with you and with your family, your loved ones. Together we share your sorrow, and we honor her life with deep respect and gratitude. In moments like this, words can be so very inadequate, not enough. Yet the poet Tagore offers a truth which helps us hold both loss and legacy. And I quote, "Death is not extinguishing the light. It is only putting out the lamp because the dawn has come." Let me quote again. "Death is not extinguishing the light. It is only putting out the lamp because the dawn has come." Those works speak powerfully to Daphne's life. Daphne was a distinguished scholar, as we heard. She was a devoted public servant. She was guided always by conscience and principle. She was also a trusted colleague and a sister in service. We were few, the women in my party, my great party, and Daphne was always by my side as a sister. I cherish her for that, as I remember and recognize her. She was, as I say, a trusted colleague and sister in service. As we move through the Christmas season, a time which calls us to humility and care for others, we remember a woman shaped not by recognition, but by service. She worked steadily and faithfully so that others might live with dignity and security. As Frank told us, Daphne's journey began in Belmont and was grounded early in compassion. Trained as nurse, midwife, she understood service in its most human form. She knew how to listen, respect vulnerability, and act with care. Her academic career at the University of the West Indies, culminating in a doctoral scholarship in sociology, gender equality, and community empowerment. As a senior lecturer, she believed education carried obligation, that knowledge to Daphne was meant to uplift and strengthen communities. When she entered public life, she carried that gravity into government. I was there. I remember well. As a senator and cabinet minister in the 1995 to 2001 UNC administrations, Daphne helped shape a more humane national agenda. And let me tell you something. In 1995, when Daphne joined us in the UNC as a senator, as a government minister, it was not easy. It was not easy for her, coming from her community, coming from Belmont. Frank, you will know that. All of your family. Atiba will know that. Poor fellow was he wonder, by God, what happened to my mom? But she never regretted it. And that time, it was a very courageous move. Because for some, the word UNC was a bad word. But at that time, Daphne had the courage of her conviction. And she came here and she was brave to fight for the people of Trinidad and Tobago, all of the people. She came to do that. And when Frank tells you he got free tickets to the Queen's Park Savannah, that was just one of the things that Daphne was able to accomplish in the field of culture and in her work. I give praise and thanks to Daphne for her courage coming out of Belmont, coming out of her family, coming out of her community, to say, look, I want to serve Trinidad and Tobago. And she never looked back. And up to the day Atiba brought her, when was it last year, Atiba, to the party headquarters, we gave her an award. We were doing the annual celebrating, 34 years of the UNC. Daphne was there, most present. In fact, one of these photographs in here is where she was receiving her award. So I feel proud of her. She was a brave woman. Some of the men don't have I almost said the wrong word, don't have the belly to do what Daphne did way back in the day. And she's been followed. She was the first black woman, as Atiba told us, to act as Prime Minister. And what a great job she did. She has been followed by the second black woman to act as Prime Minister, Jillian John, under my great party. So Daphne understood office to make institutions fairer, more responsive. She understood that society cannot be strong if families are unsafe, if women are unprotected, or if opportunity is denied by circumstance. Her leadership in advancing gender policy, strengthening protections against domestic violence, and championing family law reform, that was grounded in foresight and principle. Thousands of women gained skills training and employment because she believed in their capacity to stand on their own. She did not see statistics. She saw people. She saw families and humanity. She also recognized the importance of culture and heritage, supporting work that protected historic buildings and cultural spaces. In November 2000, as was said before, she carried the responsibility of acting Prime Minister. She discharged that duty with calm authority and restraint. Her loyalty to United National Congress was principled and enduring right to the end. At a critical moment in 2010, she stood with me publicly and at personal cost. I remain eternally grateful for that act of courage, Atiba, and of loyalty. We served together when women in national leadership were still required to prove that our voices belonged. Her judgment was steady. Her counsel was wise. Her loyalty never wavered. She was more than a colleague. She was my dearest sister in public life. Her earthly life has ended, but her legacy lives on in the laws she shaped, in the women she empowered, in the families she protected, and the standard she set for public service. Maya Angelou reminds us, a great soul serves everyone all the time. A great soul never dies. It brings us together again and again. Dr. Daphne Collins Phillips Gaskin was such a soul. As we commend her to God's eternal care, we are guided by lyrics which speak simply of rest after labor. Daphne, go rest high on that mountain. Your work on earth is done. Go to heaven a shouting, love for the Father and the Son. May Daphne's soul rest in eternal peace. May God comfort her family and loved ones. And may we honor her memory with lives worthy of the service she gave. May God continue to bless each and every one of you as I thank you very much.